broke some of it in a way we wish we were heading after, because yes, maybe we needed to take some of the brush off it, but breaking it not change the composition of the grasses, and it wasn't always better. It was sometimes, quite often, was worse than what we had there. Native plants do better under these conditions than do tame grass, and that's if you remember back when there was a lot of, well, we're doing range improvement, and you wondered what do they mean by that, because you can produce maybe more tonnage, but is the quality there? And that's, like I say, the prairie wool that my grandfather turned out, it's because when it's harvested, it still have the nutrient value and the minerals and stuff that the animals need, eh? And it's the whole attitude on the way it is changed too. And of course, we've had to change practices to make way for the modified grasslands. So we made mistakes, and we haven't made mistakes, but that was a lot of the early pioneers too. Most of the ranches around here are really interesting. If you look at the brands, early brands and stuff, they were ex-RCMP officers or Northwest Mounted Police at the time that brought those brands and saw the possibility of doing things. In the Cochrane area, there's different roads and different things. They're all talked about as RCMP officers or military officers, and that they're being recognized nowadays for their settlement practices, because they saw the opportunity to make something more than what we got here. So a lot of work done on all of those things, but a lot of work has to be done. When I'm living in Cochrane now, they haven't got a clue. People, they don't know what the place is, why it's there, or anything like that. As I always tell them all, well, it was a failed ranch that became something, but they had to move the whole herd thing down to Waterton Parks area type thing. But they don't understand the hardships that people went by. We didn't learn anything about range management because of what? We didn't know what it was or how to go about it. And that's been taken a practice of, well, I know hundreds of people that are working on it and still are working on it, let's put it that way. And reclamation is totally changed from what it used to be too. It's used to plant sweet clover and you name it in there instead of trying to get native plants. And I've made money, and most of my family is over the years, by planting those kind of native plants and propagating them. I did a couple of summers just raising plugs for some of the major pipelines in Alberta. And someone has to do it, because it's just got to be done properly. And you know, all the outcry if we don't do it right. So it's a learning process and an interesting process too. So, but like I say, a lot of those old timers set the pace for it all. Like I said, the feral horses, there's a lot of controversy over them. People not understanding that, no, there was no wild horses in Alberta. There were feral horses, which are animals that are released into the wild or whatever. Some of them are old saddle horses. That Suffield, for example, they cleaned them all out once, and now they're having to, and it's backfired on them away, because they got rid of the feral horses, most of them. But guess what? Now they have an overpopulation of elk and other animals on the place. So the whole management of everything is a learning process, and it's keep changing, let's put it that way.